Hey guys, it is a Sunday afternoon in mid-February and I am setting up my garden beds. Actually, before I can do the beds, I'm doing the walkways. And I've been out here for a couple hours. We had some other family plans earlier today, so I've just gotten a couple hours in the garden. And I paused for a moment to dislodge a rock from the tiller tines, but I thought to grab my camera and come out and show you all what I'm doing. And what I'm setting up walkways using mulch. I got a load of free mulch, and I believe this is called swales. So I'm digging out a trench where each walkway is going, and they happen to go parallel with or perpendicular to the slope. So there's a slight incline, a slight slope to the garden, and I am digging out walkways along that slope so that the water will collect in the trench, and the trench is full of wood chips. So the wood chips absorb the water, and then they can slowly release it. And so it's a way to conserve water, maybe water less, and keep the garden moist. So I'll show you what I did last week and what I've done today, because I think I'm doing it a little bit smarter today than I was before. So here you can see a trench that I have dug out. I did this last weekend, where I just started digging. Oh, well, first I set up these string lines. So I'm using what I have on hand. I've got rebar, I think it's 2-foot rebar, and just like ribbon, curling ribbon, red curling ribbon. And I've strung out lines where I want all my walkways to go. So we have 4 main walkways down the middle of the garden. Here's one. This goes along the back trellis. And here's another one, which we've already half filled with wood chips. But this is what I'm digging out the rest of today, and I'm using the tiller, whereas before I was just digging it out with the shovel. And this was a completed walkway that we did a couple weeks ago, and that was completely done by hand, although there had been a walkway there, so it was already partially trenched. Same with this one. So these two were already in place. They already sort of had a trench in place. I just dug it down a little deeper, and actually over time the wood chips break down. So this one was put in place a couple of years ago, and I was able to dig out the decomposed wood chips and actually throw them into the garden bed. I've already started planting in this first bed here, because it was the first to be prepared, because I used it over winter, so it hasn't been really dormant. It's been active all winter. I've got the chickens on this row scratching out the dirt, eating seeds and bugs and weeds. So they're preparing this bed for me, but I've got to get the rest of my walkways done. So instead of using the shovel, I decided I've got this nice little cultivator tool here, gas-powered, a Honda Harmony cultivator. And this was some hard-packed dirt, because I did not plant in this area last year. It gets kind of shady. So I didn't plant a whole lot. This year I'm going to try harder, maybe plant some lettuces and stuff that can stand the shade a little more. So instead of digging it out with the shovel, which I had gotten to that point and sort of gave up, where I ran out of time, really. And so you can see where I had started digging with the shovel, but today I decided to bring out the tiller and to till a line, and I'll go back with the shovel, and now the dirt will be all loosened up, and I can just shovel that dirt into the bed, and I'll make a walkway along here just like I did on the other ones with logs and wood chips. So underneath each of these walkways, it's not just a layer of wood chips on the surface. It's a trench about a foot deep and maybe a foot and a half in some places, filled with wood chips. And that's how I'm going to try to, first of all, conserve water and make it so that I have to use less water, because the soil will stay moist because it can absorb the water from the wood chips in the walkway. But then on the other hand, I'm also creating more mulch that I can put into the garden next year, because it'll decompose underfoot. It'll be compressed and kind of anaerobic, and there'll be a lot of decomposition going on underneath. So that's what I'm doing today. I've got about an hour left of sunlight. I'm going to get back to it, finish tilling with the tiller, and then dig out as much as I can with the shovel. And then tomorrow we'll get back to bringing wood chips from the front yard. I've got a huge pile up there. I probably have 100 more loads or more up there in the front, so I'll get the kids to help me with that.